Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, thank you for stopping by. My name is Nelson. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber based in the United States of America, and if you are old, OG, K-Way, thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for watching my videos, and thank you for coming to today's video. I'm going to be talking about the disadvantages of joining the military. From the title, you already know. So today I'm going to be telling you some of the things that you may be missing out on just being in the military or making the choice to be in the military. So this is going to be from my experience, from what I've seen, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. So let's dive right into it. The first disadvantage of being in the military is that you're going to be away from your family a lot. Whether active, whether reserves, you're going to be away from your family. And this is something that you just cannot, you cannot escape, right? Going to basic training alone, you're going to be away from your family for how many weeks? 13 weeks. And then AIT, depending on how long your AIT is, my AIT was 1.5 years long, and I was away from my family for that long. So imagine you not being used to being away from your family. First of all, basic training, you're not just away from your family, but you're away from your family and you don't have your phone. The only way your family can contact you is through letters, or they can see your pictures on Facebook. That if they're following your basic training company on Facebook, then they can probably luckily see your picture on Facebook. That's how they know you're alive, or you're breathing, or you're passing, or whatever. That's the only means of communication you have while you're in basic training. Even when you're done with your training, like when you join the army, big army, we have these few trainings where it could be a week, it could be 3 days. As a reservist, in the summer, I go for training for 2 weeks in the summer. Some places it's longer than 2 weeks, some places it's not as long as 2 weeks. So whether you're reserves or active, you're going to be away from your family. But being reserves, you're just away from your family lesser than you would be in active duty. So if you're like a foreigner and an immigrant like me, and let's say you don't have family here, your family is in Nigeria. Imagine your family having to write you letters from Nigeria when you're in basic training. So that's one of the cons of being in the military. Another con is that your family may not understand. Now, when I was going to basic training, my mom was like, why can't you be with your phone? Why are they not going to give you your phone? She had a lot of questions that I could not explain, and she could not understand why she could not talk to me. Or, you know, like, even if you're in boarding school in Nigeria, they will literally call your teacher or call somebody to get to know how you're doing, or even ask to speak with you. But they will not be able to understand that you have to be away for this period of time. Some people will understand, some people may not understand. Sometimes you may not be able to explain to them things like, being in the military and I'm in my uniform, I'm not supposed to be showing public display of affection. So if I was married and I'm in uniform, I am not supposed to be hugging and kissing in uniform. Do people do it? Yes, they do, but you're not supposed to. And like, if you have a child, you're supposed to carry them in your left hand, not in your right hand, so you're able to use your right hand to salute when you see an officer, or if the flag is coming down, you're able to use your right hand to salute. So some of these things you may not be able to explain to your family members. And sometimes some rules in some uniforms, you're not able to hold hands with your spouse and all of that. It's just a lot that you have to explain. So that's also one of the cons of being in the military. Another con of being in the military is that, you know, the way people just go on social media and just rant, maybe rant about the president, or rant about some terrorist group, or rant about something. You as an American soldier being in the military, you're not able to do that because you represent the whole of the United States military. So people are not going to say, oh, PFC Ekwe said this. They're going to say, this soldier said this, the US Army said this, this is the US Army's opinion regarding this. Nobody's actually going to call your name at that point. Now you're going to be speaking for the whole group. So a lot of times you're just asked to refrain. Don't even dive into it. Don't talk about it. You're not supposed to have an opinion about it. Just leave it alone. Another con about being in the military is you just cannot opt and just plan a vacation. Like now I'm here in the United States and I want to go to Nigeria. it's cheaper to buy your flight ticket like a year ahead, 6 months ahead. But I do not have that leisure because who knows? I could have a mission that I'm supposed to go for. It may be some impromptu, something maybe. You cannot just, like, like a regular job, you're like, oh no, I already planned my vacation, I already took my leave, I'm sorry, I cannot go. Well, you can go and you will go. Whenever you're called upon, you are going to go. You do not have a choice. You are going to go. So it's usually risky. A lot of times when I buy my flight ticket, even if I'm going to California, I'm going back home or something, I usually just buy insurance in case something happens and you have to cancel it. So I remember when I was in AIT and we had to take leave, some people just chose whatever dates they wanted and just bought their ticket. But the commander now said, okay, we can't take leave until after this date. So if you had bought let me say he said we can't take leave until after the 15th. So if you had bought a ticket and it was before the 15th, you had to go cancel and reschedule or some sort of thing. So if you did not have like insurance to your ticket, that's your problem. That's your business. Commander has spoken, and guess what? You cannot do nothing. Sometimes, again, your family is not able to understand. You're going to miss out on birthdays, you're going to miss out on weddings, you're going to miss out on anniversaries. There are some exceptions, like maybe somebody died, there's an emergency, and then there are procedures to it. But a lot of times you're going to miss birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, New Year's, a lot of holidays. You are not going to be there joining the military. Another thing is linked to leaves, like, when you just decide to take a leave from a regular job and once you put in the paper, that's it for that. In the military, when you're putting in for leave, literally, you're putting where you're going to, you're putting the phone number, your own phone number, or the phone number of the person you're going to, something like, no, you're putting your own phone number and you're putting the address that you're going to, and the address you're going to better match with the ticket itinerary you're putting. Do you get that? So you have to like state where you're going. People are literally in your business. People are knowing where you're going to spend your holiday and all of that, and you just cannot help it. As much as, you just want to be discreet. Do people become discreet and go to places that they didn't put in their leave form? Yes, they do. But if anything happens to you in that other place that you did not tell anybody you were going to, the military is not going to cover you. Like maybe you died or something, you may not get your benefits. So it is advisable that whenever you're going on your leave or whatever, put where you're going to on that paper. Just put it, all right? People are going to be in your business, yes, but I mean, it's just the way things are done, and you have to do it that same way. And then you're on duty 24/7. You could be sleeping in your house, having your chill day, and then your commander just calls you and is like, hey, I need you to come right now. And guess what? You're gonna come. Nothing like, oh, I'm on leave, I cannot come. I already said, hello, you've been called, you gotta go. I'm sorry, you gotta go. Another thing is, you cannot just wake up one morning and be like, oh, I quit, I'm not doing this anymore, I quit. Like, on a regular job, you just like get up and you're like, I'm done, and you tender your letter, maybe 30 days to your last day, whatever be the rule. In the United States Army, you cannot just stand up and quit. If you have a 2 years contract, you will finish your 2 years. If you have a 4 years contract, you will finish your 4 years. You cannot go AWOL. You cannot quit. They'll find you and bring you back and you complete your contract. But can you be discharged? Yes, you can do things, because don't just think, oh, I have to finish my contract so I can get in trouble, nobody can kick me out. You can be kicked out even before your contract. So weigh your options. Which one do you want? Do you want to be kicked out, or do you want to serve your contract and leave honorably? It depends on you. Another thing is all the regulations. Oh my god. See, I was going to film this video in my uniform and kind of bring my uniform and make it look all military, but because of my hair, listen, if I was going to do this in a uniform, I'll probably have to put my hair away in a bun, and I was not feeling like it. So I just said, please, let me just use my civilian clothes. We do have a lot of regulations that are uncomfortable. Sometimes I just want to be girly. Sometimes I want to have my nails painted and long and all of that. But you have to stick to regulations. Can you be cute? Yes, you can be cute, but there are still regulations. Like as a female, in my PT, Army physical fitness uniforms, you cannot have makeups, earrings, period. No makeup, no earrings, because you're expected to be exercising and you're supposed to have your hair up. You're supposed to have your hair up, like in the bun, except you're like running and then your hair falls out. That's fine. Like, get it, you're running. So there are a whole lot of regulations like that. Like, your haircut, how your haircut's supposed to be. You see males having some haircut they really don't like. So yeah, some regulations are like, oh my god, can I just not be a soldier? But whenever you take off that uniform, that's fine. You can be you. You can be a soldier, do whatever. But next duty day, your time tomorrow, your hit time tomorrow, you better be back in that regulation being a soldier, all right? And then the biggest disadvantage of being in the military, you may die. Death is not inevitable. I mean, anybody can die, but you are more prone to death because if there is a war today and you're called up, guess what? It's a 50-50 chance, and whatever happens. You literally have signed your life. You have signed you literally signed that if you die for the country you're serving. So if you are a United States Army soldier and you're sent to war, you could die, and there's nothing you can do about that, all right? So that's like the biggest disadvantage, which is one of the reasons why a lot of people are scared to join the military. And that's fine. If you have your resentments, that's fine. If you feel some kind of way, that's fine. Like I always say, don't do anything that you're not sure doing. So I hope that this has been able to enlighten a lot of people who want to join the military. It's not a walk in the park, but it does have both the good side and the bad side as everything. Watch out for my next video, as I'm going to be telling you a lot of the good sides, a lot of the benefits of being a soldier, of being in the military, particularly the US Army. I hope that when I'm done with these videos, you're able to weigh your options and see if it's something you really want to do, and see if the good outweighs the bad for you, or if the bad outweighs the good for you. Please make sure to weigh these options before you join and not say nobody told you, because your drill sergeants are going to be looking at you like, nobody told you, so what? So what? And you don't want to be that soldier at basic training crying and be like, nobody told me, and nobody's going to listen. At this point, I want to say thank you so much for all your support on my Vlogmas. All of you that stuck with me throughout the vlogs. I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you. I love you guys. We're kicking it up this new year. Happy New Year's, by the way. We're starting up strong. We're starting up real energized and ready to go. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.